Today I'm going to do a fairly easy mod to my XArcade Tank Stick. Basically what I'm going to do is I ordered some parts on eBay. These are Suzu hat buttons from an actual arcade cabinet box. They come with the micro switch, and I'm basically going to take the 8 buttons on either side and I'm going to change them out for color buttons so that each button has its own color. So I'll have 8 colors in all. So what we do is we flip this thing over, and you can see there's 8 screws in the feet. They're covered initially by these little rubber pieces right here, but those can be removed just with a little flathead screwdriver. Just kind of pry them out, and then underneath you'll see there's a Phillips screw. So I'm going to go ahead and take all the little rubber pieces out, as well as the 8 screws, and then I'll come back and we'll show you what it looks like inside of your tank stick. Okay, as you can see now, there's lots of wires inside and they're all attached to the micro switches. Now I did notice that the micro switches on the factory micro switches only have 2 wires, whereby the ones for the hasps have 3. So I'm not sure if I just need to use one of them or if I need to switch to use their micro switches, but I'll try it using the factory ones first and go from there. Alright, I'll be back. Alright, so to start, what I've done is I've taken one of the, you can see there's normally 2 white buttons on the side here, and I've changed it out so that one of them is a black button. So I took this black button here and moved it over there. They're really simple to take off, so I'm going to take this one off next just to give you a better idea. I'm not even going to undo any wires. I'm just going to take the micro switches off. So to take the micro switches off, you just kind of, on the top one that kind of sticks up, you bend it like that and pull it forward. You see that? And then you kind of just work it off like that. I'm going to leave the wires just like that. You're going to do one at a time so that you're not getting confused. And then you just kind of hold the button underneath with your hand so it doesn't spin, and then with your finger, just unspin the nut. Until it falls off, like so. Then the button kind of just falls through, and you have your button. Okay. As you can see, they're pretty much the XArcade buttons are pretty much total knockoffs of a pseudo hasp button. They're identical. Okay. So the only difference is the micro switches. So I'm just going to keep the micro switches that XArcade gives, because they only have 2 wires, and I'm going to not use the ones that came with my hasp buttons. So again, same sort of process. I'm just going to remove that, knock it off, and you can see they are pretty much identical. All right. So the ones I bought are the exact height and everything. Okay. And I'll include links in the description on where I bought them from, but you can get them wherever you like. And you can change them for the Japanese style concave or flat buttons if you prefer those type of buttons that have a little bit more give. I kind of like the true click that you get from the American. These are made in Illinois. Alright, so I'm done with the one that came off the XArcade. It goes into my bin. I now need to see what color goes there. I'm going to look at my master list that I created. Make sure I'm using the right one. Yep. So again, this is reversed. So my black, my white, this would be blue now, right? And then red would go here, and then yellow, and then purple, green, orange. Okay. So right now I'm going to go ahead and get my blue button out of my bag, which is this guy right here, and I'll need one of the nuts. And I'm just gonna, again, from the bottom, I'm gonna pop it up in here, like so, right? And then I'm going to put my washer or the nut on. And it's just by hand again. You don't need any tools for this. The only real tools you need for this whole job is a flathead screwdriver to get those little rubber things out of the feet, and then a Phillips screwdriver to actually unscrew the feet. Okay? So again, you're just going to finger tighten this so it doesn't tighten it anymore. Right? Put it at the same angle that the other ones are at as far as your thing goes. And now I have my thing ready to go back in. Always do the bottom one first. Right? Oh, I have it backwards. Sorry. Leave it like that. And tighten my nut. Like so. So always take care of the one that's lower first. So you just pop it in there into the little hole on the micro switch, and then kind of push the outer one in enough for you to pop this one in place, just like that. So we can see how we're coming so far. I have to switch it. You can see I've already done 2. Okay, and they work just like the other ones. All right, I'm going to do the rest of these as such. So next in line, if you will, next to my blue comes my red. So again, I start at the top here. I just kind of pull it back, rock the micro switch out of the way, hold it from the bottom so it's not spinning, and unscrew the nut. This should be just hand tightened, so you should not need any wrenches or tools. You're much more likely to damage something if you start pulling in pliers in here. You really shouldn't need them. These are all plastic pieces, so they come right off as such. Alright, so I take that off, drop my button out. I'm not going to need the black button anymore. So now I need a red button. So I grab one of my red buttons from my bag and then follow the same process. Underneath, put it through, gonna make room, drop my nut on there, and tighten it with my fingers, holding it from underneath just so that it's not spinning. Make sure you don't strip it, put the threads on evenly. And usually you can just do it with one finger most of the way, and then at the very end you need your thumb. And that's it. That one's on. So then I put my micro switch back in. This is as simple of a mod as you could possibly do. That one's now done. Next color in line is blue. So, I'm sorry, yellow. So I'm going to pause it now. I'm going to fast forward through the rest of this, and then we'll show you the finished product. All right? All right, so there's my completed XArcade Tank Stick. You could do the same process on the dual stick and or the solo stick. They just don't have the trackball in the middle. I didn't touch that anyway. So as you can see, we now have the same colors for player 1 and player 2. Player 2 on the right and player 1 on the left. And also, I had moved that one white button from the side over here. So now you have a black and a white on the left. And then over here, you have a black and a white on the right, which I think is better as well. So overall, this job took about 20-30 minutes, I'd say. The only tools really needed were a Phillips screwdriver to take the Phillips screws off, and a flathead screwdriver to pop out the little rubber things on top of the tops of the Phillips heads. The job's really easy. Other than that, you just use your fingers to unscrew the nuts, drop the things out, pop off the micro switches, pop on the new one, and you're done. It's a pretty quick process, painless. It's pretty hard to mess it up, I think. About the only thing you could mess up is maybe if you pulled on a wire on there or something like that, you might mess something up. But just be careful and you'll be fine. That's about it for this particular video. Someday I might add a spinner to my XArcade, which would be for games like Arkanoid, Major Havoc, things like that. I need to decide if I want to add 1 or 2 of them, and went out. They're about $75 a piece though, so that might be a project for somewhere down the line. But for now, I'm pretty happy with my XArcade tank stick with it modded as I've done here. So have a great day. Bye now.